welcome. We now come to the closing ceremony of ANH Academy Week 2022. I hope you found it stimulating and rewarding. I'm Jeff Faga. I'm the chair of the Scientific Committee of the Academy Week. And in the next minutes, I'll make a few acknowledgements. We'll invite some comments from our sponsors and partners. We will also announce the awards for the most popular posters on each day, so do hang around for that, and tell you a bit about Academy Week 2023. So just to begin, some acknowledgements. Two large international teams put this meeting together. One of them is the Scientific Committee. 45 scientists from 40 institutions in 20 countries select the presentations and provide advice on the structure of the conference, which they do to the organizing committee, chaired by Jocelyn Katembi, who put together the conference with all its complicated logistics. Here we've got 33 members from 7 countries, 10 different institutions. So it's a really big and a really diverse and a really busy group in the year before every conference. None of this can happen without the support we get from our sponsors, from SCDO and the Gates Foundation. So I'd like to pass now to Kristen McNaughton from the Gates Foundation for some reflections on Academy Week 2022. Kristen.
Thanks so much, Jeff. Hello all. I'd like to share a few concluding remarks, both on behalf of the Gates Foundation, as well as Rachel Lambert at the UK's Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, with whom we have been co-funding ANH Academy and the Amana program. We are in the 3rd virtual Academy Week, and the team put together another fantastic experience for us all. This year, nearly 1,600 people joined over the 2 weeks of learning labs and the research conference. The ANH Academy's role in facilitating scientific exchange remains central, and it is notable that the Academy membership comprises scientists from over 145 countries. The scientific robustness of research that is being conducted has matured substantially in the last decade. We have had the opportunity to participate in 15 learning labs, to listen to 48 oral presentations, and hear 98 one-minute poster talks. And it is incredible what you can say in a minute, and it was great to have the opportunity to follow up with the scientists during the poster viewing sessions. And a new innovation for this year, there were in-person watch parties organized across multiple countries and continents, and a live event yesterday from South Africa. These have clearly shown that we can have high-quality, hybrid scientific events. The content of this year's event was compelling and forward-thinking as always. This research community is asking the questions and doing the work that pushes our understanding of the most critical challenges across agriculture, nutrition, and health, whether it is unpacking the links between ANH, climate, and the environment, sharing new tools and methods to understand affordability, or considering what a just system looks like to overcome the violence of malnutrition, as the panelists discussed yesterday. The ANH continues to open up spaces and dialogue with the usual suspects, but also with unusual suspects, catalyzing provocative discussions for transformational change. The panel discussion with Luli Mandisela, the renowned public prosecutor from South Africa, is noteworthy in pushing the boundaries on interdisciplinarity, bringing law into the context of social justice and what that means to population health is an important perspective if system-level changes are to be made. The timely panel discussions on inequities in publishing, the circular economy, the right to food in South Africa, and the fireside chat on the commercial determinants of health and what the world could learn from Latin America similarly inspired this community and ask how we hold ourselves accountable to working differently and changing the systems that have not been set up with fairness and justice as core values. The poets in the panel on Wednesday gave us grounding that this all comes together on the plate in front of the child. We have a lot of work to do. The breadth of experience and the perspectives of all people who attend ANH Academy Week really make the conference. It also reflects an enormous collective body of work, as Jeff alluded to. This would not be possible without hard work behind the scenes of the Scientific Committee, the South African community for co-hosting this year's conference, particularly the Southern African Food Lab and the University of Stellenbosch, and other partners like the African Nutrition Society, AERC, and Meal for NCDs. And then we have the phenomenal Amana team. We have had a few glimpses of the hard work you've put over much of the past year to bring Academy Week to life, and how incredibly thoughtful and creative you have been across so many dimensions. It's not only the rich content and provocative conversations we are having, but also how easy it has been to engage virtually and how seamless the experience has been. It is a privilege to be amongst such a high caliber group. And the final word is to say thank you all for participating from wherever you have joined. And I look forward to seeing you at ANH 2023. Thank you so much, and back to you, Jeff.
Thank you, Kristen, for your great words and kind thoughts on the organization and the people who participated in this. Every Academy Week is an experiment where we try something new. And this year has been developing a hybrid format with online conference and parallel watch parties of groups in different countries. And this first year, we've had 3 watch parties here in the UK, and by the seaside in Brighton, very nicely, with dolphins every now and then. And in South Africa, where we've enjoyed fantastic poetry sessions and thoughtful presentations. And also in Nigeria. So we thought we must give our Nigerian watch party an opportunity to say hello. So are you there, Nigeria? Would you like to join us and give us a few thoughts? I hear you. I don't see you yet. Hang on. Okay, the Bells University of Technology Watch Party are about to appear. Yay! So nice to see you. Would anybody like to give us a thought or two on the conference and how you've enjoyed it? Or a song?
For making us a part of this and for a wonderful event. From Martin's highlight on Martin's advocacy for integration of the world to micronutrient supplementation into hospital care services to improve maternal nutrition, to enable us plight. To enable us study on the plight of neglected, deprived people. Living with NCDs, unconnected disease. It has been a wonderful time with ANH2022. My next thought was on the need for multi-sectoral approach to solving malnutrition problems, particularly in low-income countries, and the spotlight on the role of academia in informing policy decisions and implementation to achieve better maternal and nutrition health. With me here is Dr. Olishola. He's our Director of Research and Development to throw more light on this.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I just want to add that this has been a very, very educative and very informative program. We all had a very nice time, learned a lot of things. I belong to the group of resolving transforming a food system for health and sustainability. And then we learned a lot of having moving from a linear food system to a sustainable food system. And that reduce waste and all this. And this is very, very educative. I really learned a lot from this program. And from Tuesday to now, I was able to join the conference. I was able to ask questions, very interesting presentations. So I want to thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, the team, Mr. Dr. Jeff. We appreciate you. On behalf of participants from Bells University of Technology and other professionals from University of Ibadan, from Federal Polytechnic Ibadan, from research institutes, from ICT and technical staff, I want to thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Bells University Technology Watch Party. So nice to have you with us. Now we get to move on to an important part of our closing ceremony. We have the awards for the best poster presentations. So every day you participated, you selected the best posters from that day, and we have winners, each of whom will receive a cash prize, and I'm going to announce them day by day. So day one, the winner is Ilana Clifford. Ilana, would you like to just say a few words?
Sure, why not? Thank you so much for the opportunity to participate in this conference. I think this was definitely one of the best virtual or hybrid conferences that I've been able to participate in. I really enjoyed the format of it. I think it was really interactive and nice. And I learned a lot over the last few days. And I'm really happy that also that people found the new framework that I presented in my poster to be interesting. And I hope very much that it's something that people can use going forward to inform their research, and very happy to for people to get in touch with me if they want more details or if they have more comments on it, because it's still a work in progress and very open to more feedback. So thank you so much to everyone for this opportunity.
So day 2, we have a tie, a top poster. So we've got 2 to award, and they are Olutayo Toramade and Crystal Rampali. So I'd love to welcome Olutayo and Crystal to say a few words if you'd like. Olutayo, perhaps, if you're there first.
Hi, everyone. Okay. Hi. Yes, thank you so much for this opportunity. It's been a great privilege participating in this conference. I would say I've learned a lot over the last few days, and I look forward to what the future holds for me in my career in the field of nutrition. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to thank my team, particularly Emma Samin, and our advisors, Christine Blake and Ed Frangillo and Shiva Bandari as well, for contributing to this poster and for everybody's hard work on this project as part of the Drivers of Food Choice program. And so it was really exciting to present this work. We believe that this particular topic about changing livelihoods and food choice in low and middle income countries is a really important up and coming theme that's going to be very critical as programming and policies need to be developed for encouraging healthy and sustainable diets around the world. So we're really grateful that it was something that was very well received at ANH, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity to be able to talk about it. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Crystal. And finally, today's poster session, the winner of that is Christel Eckel. Crystal, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, sure. So first of all, I want to thank everyone and thank you for this opportunity. I also want to say that this is basically a teamwork, and and we believe that this is a very important topic to assess food environment in low and middle income countries. So I really want to thank you, everyone, and to thank the organizer and the presenter and everyone who attended the session. And I'm looking forward to the next steps. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Great. So as we move on, it's very important in Academy Weeks, in this virtual period of our history, which may soon end, that we keep our feet on the ground. And so maintaining partner countries, co-organizers in other parts of the world is really important. And this year, South Africa has been our partner. And I'd like to hand over to South Africa now to give us some reflections on their experience on this meeting this year. So over to you, Scott. And Busiso.
Thank you very much. It is appreciated. Hi, Busiso. Good to see you again. So we are incredibly grateful for this valuable partnership. Not only has it been an opportunity to showcase some of the real debates and the challenges around food systems, nutrition, agriculture, health in South Africa, But in the process of yesterday, having the live event, the in-person event in Stellenbosch, with the interspersal of poetry, with the conversations that happened as people walked towards the different rooms for the plenary or for the poster viewing, as we had essentially a robust discussion that went on beyond the virtual performance, shall we call it. Much of that discussion began to gel into something of an action agenda. And I think this is the power that the ANH has, bringing together different disciplines, but also different actors and sectors in this difficult context in which we're working. And the group, after the panel, put it out that we have this proposition around a child-centered food system and a framework about what that could look like, very much in terms of concepts and academic, perhaps, words. But the offering is then to take that into a process that is connected with community, connected with activists, to make that something real. And I think that links to very much what the Food Lab's ethos is, in terms of taking these conversations, these dialogues, and drawing in excellence in research, in disciplinary excellence, but then translating that into action. And so from here, we have our own agenda, which we're very proud of, in terms of that we've committed to taking these conversations onward back to Masiphumelele for the first of several conversations where we're going to try and turn that framework into something real. So that's something that's emerged for us, thanks to the ANH. And so, of course, we had the Learning Lab, we had several posters and presentations with a South African theme. Yesterday, we had a keynote which morphed into a fireside conversation, which actually morphed back into a keynote, quite frankly, with Thuli Moransela and Mervyn Abrahams. And then this wonderful panel discussion thereafter. And all of this, I must acknowledge my colleague and friend, Busisa Moyo, for so much of what you did in terms of holding that, but also to the Food Lab team and Stellenbosch University in terms of the intricacies of things like shuttle services and drop-offs and flights and all of those other things that I think await all of us next year when we meet in person. So Busisa, thank you, and over to you.
So thank you, Scott. You took the words right out of my mouth, but I think in a special way, just to say, thank you as well to the organizing committee, Jocelyn, Emma, Joe. This was trial and error for the most part, and thank you for your guidance. And I think at the end of the day, we did host a successful South Africa Day program. But beyond that, I think as well, just to echo some of the sentiments that came from the audience yesterday in Stellenbosch, particularly from our community partners, so to speak. And the idea is that they were very grateful that these programs are not usually accessible to them, and for them to have also been accommodated. I think in particular our community participants were very grateful for that. And I think that's something I also want to just place emphasis to say, how is it that we position ourselves in such a way that we are of relevance to those at the bottom of the pyramid, and also, to find ourselves, getting the messaging right, because, it's a pity that, it was a balancing act trying to stay, in tune with the program. But part of what took place yesterday offline was great storytelling, people speaking about their lived experiences and how it is that, they take up space and are contributing, in terms of, just forging ahead towards a nourishing food system for all, obviously contextually in light of some of our challenges here in South Africa. But in a nutshell, just to say, thank you for the opportunity, and we are grateful. And over to you guys. Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Busisa. And thank you, South Africa, for being such great co-hosts. So my job is now finished, because I'm going to hand over to make final remarks and close our meeting to Sunitha Kadiala, and to tell us about what's going to happen next year as well. So over to you, Sunitha.
Sorry, this is really tall. So no, this is fine. I'm okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks everyone for being here. I mean, it's lovely to see so many friends, which I call family, in this room, but also online over the last few days. And since, of course, those of us in Brighton want to go and have our drinks, I will keep this really short. But please, if just know that at the end of every academy week, I feel really quite teary-eyed, because I just feel like I'm amongst the most loving community and amongst friends and family that I've known for all my professional life, or as you go through your professional life, you make more friends and family, and many of us have been very lucky that way. But enough of that preamble. Thank you, Jeff and Kristen, for that lovely closing, and the Nigeria team and the South Africa team. I just want to take a moment to thank a few people that we haven't thanked yet in this forum. And those are Elena Martinez and Julia, who have made the learning labs happen. You have heard all about how successful the learning labs have been. And over the years, I think we are getting better, or you are getting better. All the credit goes to you in how you craft and design these learning labs. So really a heartful thanks from all of us, and I'm pretty sure all the facilitators and the participants as well. I increasingly hear the term learning labs used in other conferences, which I haven't really heard that much before. So I'm going to just ask us all to do this. Let's just quietly take the credit for creating an effective and scalable learning model that is accessible, equitable, and is of really very high quality. You'll agree with me that our organizing committee, the names of whom we have seen and the jostling chairs, has been nothing but effective, efficient, and well-coordinated, and extremely thoughtful. Those of you who joined us in Brighton also now know, if you haven't seen the workings of how we put all this together before, that there have been more than 30 people working night and day, for the most part, definitely night and day in the last 1 week, to bring this conference together. And a huge thanks to all the volunteers, all my colleagues, all the friends and family of the ANH Academy Week who volunteered to be here today and make this ANH Academy Week happen. We are really indeed very grateful. Of course, to just say thank you to Joe, the master magician behind all this, would be just an understatement, but I got to try, so I'm going to try. Yeah, Joe, the ANH Academy and the ANH Academy Week would not be what it is without your creativity, vision. I can't see you, but because of this, and I can't move away from here. So I'm assuming you're smiling. Yeah, your creativity, vision, incisive thinking, and your ability to bring people together with good humor is just unparalleled. But make no mistake, folks. This person here, this guy here, I would like to say, underneath that steely charm is a steely determination to take on challenges and insanely high standards he inspires us all to rise up to, as several of us keep experiencing year after year. And thanks for all that you bring to this community, and definitely to the school and the academy weeks and the academy. Jeff, thank you for everything you have done and continue to do to shape the ANH Academy Weeks. I really do not know anyone who does not want to emulate you in a lot of your characteristics. But then there can be only one Gandalf on this earth. So that's you now. Yeah. And of course, none of us, it's as Jeff has already acknowledged, the FCDO and BMGF funding. So a heartfelt thanks to FCDO and BMGF. But there's a big organization. So I personally want to say a huge thanks to Rachel Lambert and Kristen McNaughton and their teams. Your vision, guidance, constructive feedback, the intellectual space you give us to explore continue to be invaluable in how we proactively and reactively contribute to shaping this field. So a huge thank you from all of us. As you know, this is our third year online. And as you can see, you're feeling the energy, the chemistry and magic in this room. And we want to continue to emulate that. So in 2019, before COVID hit, we have worked very hard, or rather Joe and team have worked very hard to develop these partnerships in Malawi in 2019 to have the ANH Academy Week in Malawi. Clearly, we could not do it because of COVID, and we moved online. And then we discovered that when you move online, there are several advantages to moving online. And if I may plug my paper, go read our paper and also the upcoming paper, whenever that is, on the pros and trade-offs and on online conferences versus in-person conferences. Clearly, we want to minimize the trade-offs and maximize what we can get from both these. So what we plan to do is go back to Malawi, COVID permitting or any other emergency permitting, to Malawi next year. So we'll all see each other again in Malawi, if not before then, definitely before then, but for the ANH Academy in Malawi in 2023. And we also want to make sure that we continue this incredibly complex hybrid format, as those of you witnessed today, so that we also continue to leverage the advantages of the online presence, which is increasing reach, increasing equity, reduced barriers. These are the things we learned from COVID, and we definitely want to have the best of both worlds. Why not, right? We got to try. So that's where we are. So that's the end of the conference. Thank you for being here once again. Great supporters online, in person, and yeah, let's be in touch through the year. And definitely meet in Malawi if we can.
And there is one last person to thank as well.
Oh.
Thought she'd get away with it. Yeah.
Every year he pulls off.
I'm terrible at holding it composed on these type of situations.
Yeah,
but Sunitha, I'll talk about that. No, but Sunitha really sets the culture of our program and given us the intellectual space, whether we're project support workers or researchers or anything. So I think she walks the talk in that regard, and I want to say a massive thank you, Sunitha.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
And he's expecting the baby next Tuesday. Can you believe it? So, yeah. Thank you all. Thank you everyone for joining us online, and see you all very soon. Bye.